Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about receiving throws from the catcher on a steal. Okay, so we're going to talk about the second base position right now. It kind of works for every base. We're going to really focus on today again, shortstop and second baseman covering the bag on a steal. Okay, let's talk about a couple of things. The first thing is you got to know who's covering the bag, right? So it's really important for the middle guys to communicate. Now, the easiest way to communicate, in my opinion, is you're going to look at your infielder, you're going to put your glove here so no one else can tell, and you're either going to give a closed mouth, which means me, that's my bag, me, I'm covering, or an open mouth, which means you're going to cover. So typically the shortstop can make that call, and there's a bunch of things that go into it, but to keep it very simple, if a righty is hitting, the second baseman is going to cover, right? Because a righty is probably going to pull a ball to the shortstop. If a lefty's hitting, the shortstop's going to cover, all right? Because he's probably going to pull a ball to second base and the shortstop's going to cover. Now, there's a lot of things. You can get really technical as you get up into the major leagues and get in college and higher levels. Then it comes down to scouting report and pitch location and pitch type and pitcher and all this stuff, okay? But to keep it simple, let's just go righty, the second baseman's going to cover. Lefty, the shortstop's going to cover, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is you got to make sure you're close enough to be able to get to the bag, all right? So when there's nobody on, I can play as deep as I want. It doesn't matter. But when there's a runner on, I've got to be in double play depth, so I've got to be in and over, okay? And again, a little bit of it depends on the type of hitter and who's hitting and all that stuff. But the biggest thing to keep in mind is I've got to be close enough that I can get to the bag, all right? I can't be late getting to the bag. Now, once we get to the bag, let's talk about how do we take the throw, okay? Now, there's basically two ways you can do it, all right? So one way is I get to the bag and I straddle the bag, catch the ball, put the tag down. The other way you'll see it done is you see them get in front of the bag, catch the ball, put the tag down, all right? So I'm going to talk about the advantages and maybe the disadvantages of both ways. And I've seen major league players do it both ways, and so it really depends on a little bit on the level of play that you're playing at. Again, we're going to talk about why that may be right now. So let's just talk about the straddle first, okay? So when I straddle the bag right here, the biggest thing that this does, the biggest advantage of this is that it makes the ball do the work. It makes the ball travel. All right, so I'm going to straddle so that I can be right here, so the ball's going to travel all the way so I can catch, boom, and I put the tag down. The ball is much faster than me catching and trying to bring my hand back, okay? So I let the ball do all the work, I let it travel, I catch, and I put the tag down very quickly. All right, so that is definitely an advantage of the straddle. What happens on this one, when players take it in front of the bag, sometimes the ball is thrown, and instead of letting the ball travel, because they're in front, they go to catch the ball like this, and then they've got to tag way back here. So they catch it, and then they got to come way over here to tag it, right? Versus let the ball do the work, catch down, that's much quicker, all right? So that's probably an advantage of straddling versus being in front of the bag, okay? Now, one of the disadvantages of straddling versus being in front is if I straddle like this, and the ball is thrown this way, okay? So the ball is thrown to this side. Well, here comes the runner. It's a little tougher for me to get that ball. I can't just come in here because I'm going to get killed by the runner. So I'm going to have to read it, and then I'm going to have to try to get out of the way of the runner and around them and try to catch the ball in there, right? Or I'm going to go this way, but then the ball might hit the runner and deflect, and he may get third. So that makes it a little bit tougher. Versus if I'm here, I can set up like this, and now if it's a bad throw, if the ball is thrown this way, well, it's easier for me to just step in here and catch it. And so the ball's never going to hit the runner, ball's not going to be deflected. It just makes it a little bit easier, okay? So this sometimes can work better at younger levels because the balls are not gonna always be thrown perfectly to the bag. They'll be up the line, they'll be this way a little bit more, makes it easier. They might be thrown out here a little bit more, right? Versus if I'm in here and I've got to move all over the place, it just makes it a little more difficult. This may work a little bit better at a higher level where a lot of the balls are kind of thrown in this area and I don't have to do a whole lot of work. But again, I've seen it done both ways, okay? Now, one other thing is I have seen it done this way also, where a player will come to the front of the bag like this, they set up here, and now if it's a poor throw, they can get this way and they can make the catch, or they can, you know, they can do whatever they need to. The base runner isn't going to get in the way. But then if they set up like this and they read the throw and they say, oh, that's a really good throw, they'll just shuffle back a half step, catch it, put the tag down, they let the ball do the work there. So that's another option, okay? So I'm not telling you that you have to do it one way or another. I just want to give you the advantages, the disadvantages of each, and you can decide based on your ability, the level you play at, your catcher, all that stuff. You can decide which one you think works best for you, all right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, share it with all your friends, all that good stuff. Go check out all our other videos. I've made about 100,000 of them, not really, but I've made a couple thousand of them. So go check those out. We answer pretty much every question that could possibly be asked in baseball. And that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you later.